Yeah, it's Paul from TSP here. Now, I appreciate it if you come over from the locker room. This is going to be a reaction video in sorts to a lot of the negative criticism. People that are watching on TSP, I made a video in the locker room saying that the NHL should end Pride Nights. I'll add it down below in the description so you get full context of this conversation. Now, the video in itself has received a lot of good support, a lot of positive comments, but I'm not here to give myself a blowjob. Let's talk about the criticism. And if you did come over from the locker room, I do really appreciate you giving this a chance and listening to what I'm trying to come across here. And if you enjoy this video, check out the other stuff. We do a lot of political and pop culture type content on this channel with my co-host DEG. One of the biggest complaints that I saw in the comment section from the detractors is me calling it a lifestyle regarding Pride Night and being LGBT+. That is not a diss. That is a style in which people live their life. Straight people, that's a straight lifestyle. Christian, that's a Christian lifestyle. Muslim, that's a Muslim lifestyle. That isn't a way in which I'm saying that in a negative manner. You are taking your own assumptions and throwing them on me. I'm merely saying that's a style in life that they live. That's it. And if you can't acknowledge that, I do not know what to say. I felt like I had to address that because I saw numerous comments that took offense to that. And it was just the furthest thing that I was trying to do. I was just merely trying to say it in a way where I didn't have to keep repeating LGBT+, because that would have been a bumbling mess for me recording it. Secondly, I had a lot of people on the promotion side of things saying, well, if you wanted to cancel Pride Night, you should cancel Military Night. Dude, and maybe it's my fault for expecting people to actually look into my track record. I understand I'm asking too much from people on the internet. But if you knew my stance, I don't even like these promotional nights altogether. Whether it be military, Pride Night, whatever. I think they're stupid. And while they have a lot of well-meaning behind it with raising money for charity, do these NHL teams really need to have these nights to send some tens of thousands of dollars to the communities? No. Tens of thousands of dollars to these NHL teams ain't shit. I hate to tell you that. And I'll use this as an example, right? Because people want to keep going the military thing, because I guess if you're for ending Pride Night, you're pro-military. It was the biggest leap in argument there, but whatever. The NFL got paid millions by the U.S. government for those military days where they had the jets fly over and they supported the military. Do you actually think the NFL gave a shit? I mean this. Do you think they cared? Do you think they really care about veterans? Maybe there's individuals, to be fair, to the NFL, like people within the organizations itself, that do care about this issue. But you know what the NFL looks at? That's a check. Millions of dollars? Yes, please. I will take that and keep making money. That's all it is. They're making money. And that's all Pride Night is too. They're just using it in a situation to get money off of you. I mean, my co-host, DEG, as a black male who has struggled with a lot of racism in his life, and we've had a really good conversation, so I suggest you check out the channel. For example, Black History Month. Do these companies, organizations, these brands, do they actually care about black people? Do they? Maybe some do. Maybe some have a very good track record, but overall they don't. They're just looking at it as a marketing plan. And that's just my viewpoint on it. That's why I'm not for the promotional nights. I'm there to watch a sport. I'm there to get away from any type of bullshit. Sport is a unifying thing. That is what is the great thing about sports. You can come from many different backgrounds, but when you're playing a sport together, watching a sport together, it doesn't matter your political opinion. It doesn't matter what way you live your life. You're there cheering the same team. It's a unifier. And unfortunately, due to political climate currently, it's more of a divider than anything else. And that's just my take on it. So for those idiots that kept assuming that I'd be pro-military and I'd be upset if they ended military night, well, surprise for you idiots, I don't give a shit. I just don't care. Have these teams meaningfully spend money. That's it. As someone, as myself, who's worked in group homes, someone that has worked in soup kitchens, had my friend move in with me for months at time because his family was anti-trans, so she could kind of figure out her life. I know the type of person and the heart I have. Don't be making massive assumptions about people you truly don't know, because quite frankly, you look fucking stupid. And I just want to kind of wrap the video off by this. People complained about the Christian comparison. It was a simple analogy. That was it. It's a 3-minute and 14-second video I did at the seat of my pants. That's it. Popped into my head while I was talking because there is a lot of comparables there. There really is. And I'm merely saying, Pride people, if you're watching this long, which I hope you are, if you were forced to wear a cross to endorse Christianity, or even, let's say, Islamic or Judea, any of these faiths that in their scriptures do not believe in your existence, you would be rioting in the streets. And whether you want to acknowledge what I'm trying to say here or not, those pride flags, those pride colors, to Christians, to people of faith, to people of various different backgrounds that really don't believe in that style of life, that's exactly what it is to them. The pride colors, the flags, is like a cult/religion to them. That's why I made that analogy. I'm not saying it's one for one. I'm not saying that's the case at all. The point of an analogy is to try to make the other side see how things can look from the other's vantage point. That's it. Stop trying to say I'm using my Christianity or my Christian viewpoints as a bigoted means. Because you don't know my belief system. You don't know what I believe in. And you look stupid trying to make that assumption. Listen, I'm going to end this video off by this because I don't want to dawdle on and on and on. I understand on the internet that you are dealing with people that are highly irrational. Regardless of how much facts or evidence you put forth, they're going to believe in their side. And on this channel, on TSP, we talk about that a lot. Like from the right and left, you have these extreme fringes that are unwilling to use common sense, and just regardless of how much evidence is put forth, they're going to stick with their side because I believe in the red side and I believe in the blue side. The negative feedback and the controversial takes, and I would even say some of the bigoted positive comments I got, prove the fact that me and my co-host DEG have been saying here for a bit on TSP. We are more divided than ever, and regardless of how polite, how well thought out, and how careful with your messaging, if you do not view things lockstep with a certain ideology, the other side will try to tear you down and make you to be the worst human being in the world. For all the love and the acceptance people try to say they're about, you're not. You're the same as the other side. That's all you are. If you watched my video, and I rewatched it a couple times because I'm like, there's something I flipped up. If you watched my video and tried to get an assumption that I'm some massive bigot, homophobe, you are just clearly missing the mark because I'm not saying all the right keywords that you want to hear. In a video in which I was extremely careful and respectful to everybody and trying to show the viewpoint of the other side, instead of, sitting down, listening, maybe having some thoughtful comments, you go to the ad hominem attacks because you can't counter what I'm saying. What is the answer to Pride Night? I'm not sure. I'm not. Because you have so many different backgrounds and different players. But in my opinion, have NHL teams spend their money meaningful and help all these communities if they truly believe in that. Do it. I'm all for that. I think that'd be fantastic. Stop assuming I want the worst for people. Everyone is welcomed in the sport of hockey. As someone that has helped foster loving and accepting communities within my own community, more inclusion and more acceptance would be great for everybody. But let's try to find a proper means to do it because these Pride Nights have just turned into a negative PR thing and just a story every single time. And you can't force people to view life a certain way. That's just unrealistic. If you watched this long, I greatly appreciate it. I'm Captain Paul. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check it out. We bring a lot of hot takes and cold truths. This was a lot of just cold truths in this one. I'll see you in the next one.